And a happy 3rd of July. Welcome to Lone Star Park at Grand Prairie. It's a special little Wednesday, Thursday bit of racing here. July 3rd and 4th, we're starting at 5 o'clock, so we've got a first post time in 63 minutes. Fast and firm, as we have been for well over a month now, I think. I'm Jim Byers alongside Rodney Nelson. We're here to analyze tonight's 9-race card. Of course, if you're on track, you're probably well aware, fireworks after the races. Are we going to see you waiting for the horses to perform their last race?
That's right.
Test barn
their
test?
duties, you know,
right.
After the race duties.
Look forward to that.
Yeah, you'll see me up there talking about what the horses go through after the races. Of course, we have a little bit of a gap between our last race and when the fireworks kick off, but still, there's a lot of fun to be had during that time. Good music out in the Courtyard of Champions. A lot of stuff going on today. The Family Fun Park is open out there as well. 9 races, July the 3rd. It's warm. Let's go have some fun, right?
All right. Let's get on to our analysis of these races. Race 1, we only have one. I'm going to say we only have one scratch so far. So either we've been blessed with the easiest change night of the year, or we're going to hear about scratches while we're on the air, which is possible as well. And if it is, we'll do the best we can. Race 1, no scratches, non-winners of 2 claimers, $15,000 the tag. They're going 5.5 furlongs.
Yeah, so I ended up on number 2 here, Master of Disguise. I like that you've got Johnny Appleseed first. I really wanted to pick this horse, but had to go a different way. But anyway, I'll let you talk about that one.
Right.
Master of Disguise, this horse was a winner last time out, broke that maiden at the $20,000 level, did it by a length and a half. This horse has shown a lot of speed throughout his races over the past, couple years. Harry Hernandez, good to see him named back.
How about that?
Yeah, I ran into him Sunday. I want to say Sunday after the races, getting off the elevator, and he said he was back. He's ready to go. He was excited to get back in the saddle, so I'm going to give him this one right here for the first time back. Like I said, this horse was a winner last time. If you look back at some of the races before that at Oaklawn Park this year, ran 3 consecutive second-place finishes. I think Master of Disguise is good enough to get up there and win this one. Second choice is going to be the horse on the rail. That's number 1, Kells Bells. You know, this horse was in for the $20,000 tag last time. Didn't do too hot. I mean, ran 4th, but you know, the first couple of horses were way out. First 3 horses were way out there in front of everybody. It seemed
and he
like
was 4-5.
Yeah,
too, so he was expected to be much better than 18
than he
and a half
was,
lengths
right?
back at the end.
And you can see, but, you know, the question mark is all the races in 2024 have all kind of been the same, gotten beat by quite a bit.
Yeah.
You got to look back to last year to find a couple good races. One of them happened right here in April of last year, went 5 furlongs, won that race out here at Lone Star Park, beat a next out winner as well. Maybe if this horse is looking for that Lone Star Park track, ready to get back on track, Kells Bells might have a good run. And then I got number 5, Johnny Appleseed, as my third choice here in the opener.
You know, Rick Lee, who was very hot last week with his picks are in the early part of the program. He has Johnny Appleseed also, and he has him as his best long shot. And we'll see if, you know, what kind of a price he goes off at. He's 8-1 on the line. He'll probably be about that. I like the fact that Johnny Appleseed had a really nice race last time. It was a month ago, but it was against winners. Master of Disguise earned a good number. Earned a really competitive. In fact, he has the best last race buyer in here, but it was against maiden claimers. But Master of Disguise has put up some good numbers before against maidens, especially at Hot Springs. But now he's facing winners. They're not the greatest of winners. It's non-winners of 2, so they're all kind of in the same boat. But Johnny Appleseed last time had a good gallop out, good strong second in a driving finish. And I'm going to give him the look. Iowa Hawkeye, the horse that he beat, came back and won last weekend. I just think that maybe Master of Disguise might be a little bit overbet. So might Kells Bells, who I don't know what to make of him. I mean, first time he's been this cheap. He's been at much higher levels. He struggled earlier this year in allowance company, and that could contribute to some of his fading late. But, boy, he's got good works, I'll say that. And with Harry Hernandez back, he has a slight lead over Eric Asmussen in the jockey standings. That's going to make for a really interesting last couple of weeks because had Harry not come back, I mean, Eric was probably going to go on to the riding title. Now it's going to be quite a battle, and they have the top 2 morning line horses in this very first race today. On to the second. Non-winners of 3 claimers, $7,500 the tag. and this one at 5.5 furlongs.
Yeah, so I'm on the horse on the inside rail. Number 1, Take Action. You know, this horse has been out at Lone Star Park twice so far this year. Both of those races were pretty decent. The first one back on the 19th of April was a winner by 8 3/4 lengths. Not bad at all in the $20,000 claiming race. Most recent race, this horse dropped to $7,500. Ran a good second in that one after leading it most of the way around. It's in for $7,500 once again today. I think there's a lot to like about number 1, Take Action. I got the 6, Cajun Warrior as my second choice. You know, this horse has only had 4 races in his lifetime, but, you know, this son of Gun Runner has won 2 of those 4 races, including the most recent one, which came right here at Lone Star Park. That one was 4.5, so they're going to have to go a little bit further today, but we'll see if Cajun Warrior can't get up there for a little bit of money. And then I got number 2, Valdina Dreams, as my third choice. This is a 10-1 morning line horse. Was a winner last time. Finished second in the 2 races before that. All of them coming right here over our track. We'll see if this 2 at some big money can't get up and round out that trifecta.
Yeah, I don't have much else to add. Take Action, I think, to me, kind of towers over this group based on his past performances and the fact that, you know, he comes out of a decent race while favored. He was well clear of the third-place finisher. He was beaten by Colonel Barton, and he was 7-5, but he still, I mean, he dusted everybody else in the field, and, you know, he gets to go a little shorter today, which can only help him. He drops a whole furlong off that race, and he's got good early speed. So it's weird, though, that Pish claimed him for $20,000 here opening weekend, then immediately dunked him in for $7,500, and now has him back in for $7,500 again. So what can you say? It's kind of the way the claiming game is these days. So trainers are not as afraid to take a plunge, and if, you know, they get a look at the horse, they'll drop him more readily than they used to. Cajun Warrior's very fast. That's why I also included him second. Belfast Boy, you know, he hasn't done much since avoided claim a year ago, February at Oaklawn. Since then, he's come back and run pretty much in the basement twice and not fared well. But, you know, he has some good races in his past. But I kind of like Valdina Dreams as well as a below the line pick, because he just comes off a much better race than Belfast Boy does. Race 3. No scratches out of here. 5/8 of a mile on turf. Non-winners, 2 claimers here in the third.
Yeah, so I'm on number 7, Soldier's Sacrifice. You know, last race was rained off the grass or taken off the grass. Ended up on a sloppy track that day. But was right here at Lone Star Park. Horse ran second in that one. Race before that was also a second-place finish. I mean, you see a lot of on-the-board finishes for Soldier's Sacrifice. Has had 2 starts on the grass, you know, at 5 furlongs back at Remington Park last year. Broke his maiden on the grass at 5. So we'll see what happens here today, but I think that Soldier's Sacrifice can have a good run getting back on the turf course. So I'm taking the number 7 on top. Number 3, Will Take Cash, is going to be my second choice. I see you have that horse on top. And then I got Strike Ridge, the 4, as my third choice. Taking a drop, was in for, you know, much higher prices the last few times. You see a stakes race, 3 starts back at Oaklawn Park. Beaten half the field in that one. Broke his maiden at Oaklawn back in March. So is facing some pretty stiff competition up there in Hot Springs. We'll see what happens coming down here for this $20,000 tag today for Strike Ridge. But don't count this horse out. I think he can have a good run.
Yeah, I've got him second. He's an Arkansas bred that, you know, faced non-Arkansas breds last time on June 8th. As you mentioned, a much tougher race, an optional $50,000 claimer. Non-winners of 2. Was in there with Usually Wrong and Classic Rick, and just backed out of it late. But definitely gets class relief today and has, you know, really good early speed, which should play well at 5/8 on the turf. I'm going with Will Take Cash. Comes in having trained for Steve Asmussen at Louisiana Downs most recently, but was, you know, that last half mile on June 24th was quite good. First start of the year, he last raced in October. Pretty safe to throw out that last race, because obviously he went to the sidelines after that. You know, there's a lot of question marks with this guy. He was first-time blinkers in his last race last fall. That didn't help, obviously. He had issues. Now he's been gelded. He's coming off the bench. Workouts are okay, maybe not fantastic. A lot of question marks for him, but that's the kind of race that it is. So I took him over Strike Ridge and Soldier's Sacrifice, who stays right at that same level off that last race. And, neither of us is taking Dutch Bus. There was an early rap song called Double Dutch Bus. Remember that song?
I don't remember that one.
We may have to pull that out of the archives. But nonetheless, this horse used to race out in California for Tim Yakteen, who lost him and then claimed him back. But now, George Sharp has sent him here after some less than stellar efforts at Santa Anita. Race 4. Here's where, to this point, we have our only scratch on the card. We'll see if that holds. Number 2, Usually Wrong, who would have taken a lot of money in here. 7/8 of a mile, good contention in this race, an allowance for non-winners of 3.
Yeah, I was on Unusually Wrong. I wanted to see that horse lead at gate to wire today, but don't have to worry about it since he's not running. Give me number 7, Without a Trace. 2-1 morning line on this horse. Going to be quite a bit low with that scratch out there. I think Without a Trace is going to take quite a bit of money. This is a horse that likes to get out there in front, show some speed. Was a winner last time out in an allowance race at this 7-furlong distance. You got to like that. Out of the 3 races this horse has had out here at Lone Star Park, it's finished first and second. So not bad there. That one, like I said, that one start at the 7 furlongs was a winner right here. So give me Without a Trace here in race number 4. I've got the number 5, General Shipment, as my second choice, right? So 15-1 morning line on this horse. Looking for a bomb here. Gets the Lasix for the first time. This horse is trained by Steve Asmussen. You can see the horse has been off since December. But if you look at all the races that this horse ran in 2023, a lot of them were stakes races.
Yeah.
You saw that maiden special weight. That was a win up at Prairie Meadows. Wheeled right back and won a $100,000 stakes after that. We saw him in the Clever Trevor, a couple stakes at Oak Lawn. And how we've seen Steve's horses, I want to say last week he had some that came in here off of pretty lengthy layoff and performed well. So I think that General Shipment at 15-1, this is a horse to take a look at here in race number 4. And then I got number 1, Battle Strike, as my third choice. This horse was a winner back at Sam Houston Race Park in February. He's had a couple races over our surface since then. Both of those are on the board finishes. So Battle Strike, my third shot, but I got it 7-5 and 1.
I'm going with Battle Strike in here. I respect Without a Trace. He's very logical. Now with Usually Wrong out of here, both the 7 and the 1 are going to get bet much heavily than the line indicates, with Usually Wrong being out. And Without a Trace might get a very nice trip in here. He's going to be forwardly placed. But I'm going to try to beat him. Just look at hopefully get a little bit better price on Battle Strike, who last time out fell way behind. But Komori Bino Amoide just absolutely destroyed that field and opened up a big lead and won by a lot. So his lengths behind is a little deceptive because he wasn't as far behind everybody else in that race as he was the eventual winner. Race before that, he ran into a monster in Big Bernie, ran a good second. He's a Canadian bred who started on the synthetic surface, mostly in stakes races up at Woodbine, and competed okay on the synthetic, but I think he's probably better on dirt. He's also tried the turf. He's put up some good buyers over the course of his career. I think by and large he's probably met the best horses of just about anybody in this field. Now whether he's going to turn that into a win tonight remains to be seen. Good competitive race. I'm going to take Battle Strike over Tejas, who's another Asmussen in here. He's got General Shipman. First time out for Steve, by the way, is General Shipman, but I assume he's had him over this layoff. And Tejas, he might like the 7 furlongs, like Battle Strike, shortening up to 1 turn after running 2 turns. And so, Tejas might be a nice Asmussen price horse. Race 5. Got likely a heavy favorite in here in form. These are maidens. Maiden special weights, 7/8 of a mile.
Yeah, I'm on the chalk here. In form is going to be the one I pick for race number 5. 3 starts in a row. This horse has run second in all 3 of those starts. All 3 of those coming right here at Lone Star Park as well. Just missed last time by a neck, a length before that, a nose before that. So this horse has been right there at the front toward the finish line. I think that Inform gets the job done today in race number 5. I got Rocky Top Mischief as my second choice here. Second time start for this one. I always talk about I love horses making their second career start. This is one of them. Had raced back in February at Oaklawn. Didn't do too hot. Finished 8 of 10 in that race. Was well beaten, but gaining some experience. We'll see if this horse can't put something together tonight. And then I got Structured, the first time gelding, the number 1, as my third selection here in the 5th.
Yeah, as far as in form goes, he scratched the other day to run here. I think that was probably a wise move. The horse that beat him last time was an Asmussen runner named Ronaldinho, who was 3 to 10 in that race. So Ronaldinho was seen as an international cinch, as some people say, and he ran like it, but he did just beat this horse by a neck. And he was well back to the third-place finisher. Race before, he was claimed away from Asmussen, was beaten by Nurky Rose, who's wound up running a couple of good races in a row. So his seconds have been good ones. It's not like he's been blowing insurmountable leads. Rocky Top Mischief, I also have second. Boy, his dam, I looked her up. Special relativity, it's easy for me to say, earned $535,000, was a multiple graded stakes winner. And but this is the first foal of hers to make it to the races. And then I had Structured, and who's a first-time gelding, and 21 Skidoo is interesting, the first-time starter for Kerry Craddock. A half to several winners, one of whom is Jackman's Ride, who's still out here running, really nice sprinter. So if 21 Skidoo has any of the ability of his brother, he could be pretty good. We'll see if it shows itself in start 1. It's a pretty good field right there. All older horses in the 6th. 5 Ace on Turf, $20,000 claimers for non-winners of 4 or non-winners of a race since February 14th.
Yeah, so when my picks go up on the screen before this race, they're going to think I made a typo. But I've got some bombs here that I've got picked here in race number 6. I think this is a perfect race for it. A field of 9 here. I got number 7, Straight Luck. So I was on this horse last time this horse ran. Didn't do too hot for me. Finished 8th in that race. But if you count out those last 2 races, I mean, if you look, the first start of this horse's 2024 came at Sam Houston back in February. Didn't do too hot there, but that was after a little bit of a layoff. Took some more time off, came back to the racetrack in May. Didn't perform the best then, but what I'm thinking is that horse is getting conditioned, ready to go after that start, after the layoff.
That was Jackman's Ride. The horse I just
exactly
mentioned
won that
race.
race.
Much better race.
So,
look how fast they went in that race, too. They went 43 and 4 to the half. And this horse was only a length off that pace. So
yeah,
that's fast.
Hopefully a little bit slower today so this horse can kind of hang in there. But Straight Luck, 15 to 1 morning line. This horse has won 2 starts from 7 outs here at Lone Star, has a couple seconds as well. If you take a look at how this horse has run the 5 furlong distance, has won half the races. 6 career races, has three wins and a second. I'm hoping this horse is back in shape, ready to go. This horse has won, and I'm talking about looking at some big odds, 15 to 1. I'll take Straight Luck all day long. My second choice is another horse that's 15 to 1 on the line. That's number 4, Brahms Boy. This horse has a win on the turf, has a couple wins at the distance. It's had a good year so far this year. It's finished in the money in 4 of 6 starts. If you can look past that last race where the horse ran 7th, that was also Jackman's Ride, the same race, right? Before that, this horse was up there in second in the allowance race, missing by a half, missed by a neck before that, was a winner before that, all those coming on the turf. I think Brahms Boy can have a pretty good run at some good odds tonight. And then I'm taking that 2 to 1, number 5, Alta Road as my third shot. This horse has had some respectable finishes so far this year out of 6 starts, has hit the board in 3 of them. Doesn't have that win yet this year, but does have a win here on our track. We'll see what happens when it's all said and done, but after race number 6, I might just walk out of here with a pocket full of cash. I got it 7, 4, and 5.
You might. You very well might. First of all, Helen doesn't do typos, so I doubt that there would be a typo on your picks.
Helen's good at it. No typos.
Just kidding there. But, yeah. I decided to go a little different way in this race as well. Alto Road's liable to be a heavy favorite. I just think he's a little more of a main track guy. He's 0 for 3 on the turf. He's 0 for 2 sprinting on the turf. To me, Alto Road, he's a nice colt, but I'm going to try to beat him. Just thinking maybe he's not the biggest turfer around. I'm going to try Spitesville. Last time out, won on this turf course in a non-winners of 3 claimer. He's 3 for 17 lifetime. That's a similar record to what most of these have. He hasn't topped out quite as high as some of the runners in this race. Some of his best performances haven't quite met these others, but he's only been on the turf twice. A win and a decent fourth here against two next out winners in Prodigious Bay and Brother Reed. That was a mile turf race. Seems to like the grass, seems to like the sprint. I'm going to go with Spitesville and hope to get a little bit of a price. Team leader should be closing ground late for Caldwell. I took him second. So there is a lot of contention in here. I don't think, it looks weird to pick a fast horse like Straight Luck, who just comes out of a bull at work on June 27th and has speed. This is one of those races where you could take somebody that's fast and, you can get a
5
win.
furlongs on the turf seems like speed holds up
that's
quite a bit around here. And
So
no, I really like Straight Luck in this spot, especially at some 15-1. I'd like that.
That is a good race. That's a good race to try to take a shot at. Race 7. Another $20,000 beaten claimer. So non-winners of 4 or non-winners of a race at a mile or over since March 3rd. They're going a mile in this one. And there's 4 horses in here that were claimed out of their last out. So they're coming in off, for new barns. That's always interesting. Northvale Road, Lions Not Sheep, Right Tone, and Drive Happy all debuting for new barns.
Well, the one I've got picked here, the Dixon Derby, is going to be number 4, Leah Be Me. So this horse has put together back-to-back wins, has shown a lot of speed in those races. One last time out by a head, one by a length before that. Now, both of those came at 6 furlongs, so I was going to have to add on some more distance today and go around 2 turns. This horse has run the 1 mile distance 3 times. Doesn't have that win, but does have a second and third from it. Both those recent wins, I liked those. I thought the horse did well in those. We'll see if he can't stretch out and run a mile today. I got number 1, Under Oath, as my second choice. This one is also coming in off a win. I love horses that seem like they're peaking at the right time. That was the first start for Under Oath here at Lone Star Park, and that was a win. It was also at 6 furlongs, too, so the horse is going to have to go that extra distance today. And then I've got number 5, Mr. Be Quiet, 12-1 on the line for this one. Another horse that's coming in here off a win. Now, this one happened back on my birthday, the 25th of February at Sam Houston Race Park. He did route that day and picked up the win, came from behind to do it. I think his horse is going to have some good closing speed. We'll see if Mr. Be Quiet can't get up there at some decent odds to finish in the mix.
Yeah, had a little time off. I'm going with the favorite in here. I took Under Oath. First time ever going 2 turns. Has never been around 2 turns, not even those, 2-turn delta races that are sprints basically, but they go around 2 turns. Never been on a bull ring, anything else. He did have a 93 buyer back in a year ago, April at Keeneland, which gets your attention. Now he's running for $20,000, but nice win last time. He had to wait. Had to wait around the turn. He had to work really hard. He was 3-5, but worked really hard to get that win over Z Bull and Bougie Joe. Facing, I think, a little bit better here today, but is at least sharp. Has worked since his last race. I like horses stretching out in certain conditions off a 1-turn race. Right Tone goes from Gustafson to Asmussen, one of those coming off a claim. Last time out didn't run much in his last try for Gustafson. But, maybe Steve can wake him up. Who knows? I went 1-3-2. Drive Happy is always kind of an interesting one for me. Ran pretty well last time out for Kevin Scholl, and now Mark Hibden has him. He just got outfinished just barely last time out, so that's a good race, too. There's a lot of I've got Lee Be Me 4th. There's a lot of competition in this one.
Yeah, Lions Not Sheep was running well.
He's definitely one that likes to win. He's won 5 of 22, and, he can win races. Yeah, there's some good contention in there. 8th race, Texas Breds. These are fillies, maiden claimers, 7,500. And they're going 5 1/2 furlongs.
Yeah, I ended up on God knows why here. This horse has had 4 starts out here for the meet. Three of those starts, a horse finished fourth. The most recent one was a third-place finish. But, looking over this field here, I mean, it's a $7,500 race. Last time the horse was in for $20,000. Like I said, ran third, makes the drop here to $7,500 today. It should only be easier for this filly. I took God Knows Why on top. Number 9, Doc's Joy, is going to be my second choice. This is one of those horses making a second start. Last time out was in a maiden special weight. I mean, finished sixth in that race. If you look at the comments there, it says impeded. That's never a good thing. I'm hoping the second time out for Doc's Joy is going to be one that gets him up or gets her up and hits the board. And then I got the number 11, Doc's Bud, as my third choice. Third place finish last time out. That was at the $7,500 maiden claiming level, just like here tonight. Same distance, so kind of a repeat of that last race. We'll see if this horse can't have a little bit better trip this time and get up there and finish in the money. So I got it 4, 9, 11 here in race number 8.
Doc's Joy and Doc's Bud are full sisters, in case you were wondering. I looked up the trouble for Doc's Joy, impeded at the start. The impedance was really a sandwich. Got bumped both sides. You don't know what that takes out of a filly. Didn't seem to cost her much ground. You don't know if maybe just the contact maybe took a little bit out of her. She certainly didn't run a whole lot after that. But I do have her as a second pick in here. I went with the favorite on the morning line as well. God Knows Why. This is one of those races where, aside from her, and keep in mind, runners at this level don't often repeat their form very reliably.
Yeah.
That's why I hate taking short prices at this level. But, I mean, her form is clearly the most palatable, so that's what I took. Comes out of a pretty good third last time. The Beyers are okay. Tests this bottom level for the first time ever. So I'll usually give them a break on the first time. Now, if they start going to the bottom and fail repeatedly, then obviously that's where they belong. But I took her over Doc's Joy, who second time out could go better for Mindy Willis. Did have some start trouble last time. Love Me Do, has been beaten double digits 2 of her 3 races, but has been in much tougher and drops today. So, and then Doc's Bud. So you took the sisters second and third, didn't you?
Second and third,
Yeah.
yes.
They, their form, we haven't seen enough out of Doc's Joy to know, but their form seems like it's kind of the same. But, yeah, either one of those could definitely factor. Chris Landeros, by the way, not riding today, will announce jockey changes for him. In fact, they're on the screen. Race 8, the 11, Doc's Bud being ridden by Leandro Goncalves. Did I scare you when I said race 11 there for a second?
No.
Race 9. 9th and final. Jackpot Super High 5 carryover starts anew. Somebody
congratulations whoever hit the jackpot for what, 20,000 plus on Sunday?
And the favorite, I think, won the race too.
Yeah. It wasn't me. I didn't hit it.
All long shots underneath. Scratch the also eligibles out of here. Take out the 11, 12, 13. We're just finding this out. But 11, 12, and 13 are out. We appreciate Carl letting us know that. No changes in the body of the race. 5/8 on turf for Texas Breds.
Yeah, so I went with number 4, the Next Big Bling. The last 3 races have all been on the turf, have all been at 5 furlongs, have all been right here at Lone Star Park, and it seems like the horse has gotten a little bit better in each one of those. 5th to 4th to 3rd last time out. We'll see if this horse can't have a good run and come in on top. I think she's primed to have a good race tonight. Number 2, Funk. That's going to be my second choice. This horse, if you look at the last 3 races, this horse, even the last 4 races, has got out of the gate well, has been up there toward the front before fading at the end. I think the last race was probably the best one for Funk. Just finishing second in that race, so not bad at all. It was a big field of 10 in that one. Like I said, 5 furlongs on the turf is how this horse has run. We'll see if Funk can't do something nice tonight. And then number 3, Bring on the Bubbly. That's going to be my third selection here in the nightcap. This horse is 20-1 on the morning line. Last time out was not a very good race at all. Let's just go ahead and draw a line through that one. That was in a much bigger race. But if you look, the race before that, very solid, finishing second up there toward the front most of the way around. I think that Bring on the Bubbly with Renee Diaz aboard might have a pretty good run today. See if this horse can't get up there and make some of those Super High 5 ticket or those exotic tickets pay very well with a 20-1 up in the top 3.
Funk is intriguing to me. I went ahead and took her second, as you did. last time she opened up a monstrous lead under Eric Asmussen, wound up holding second. Canada Candy came from out of it and swept by her late. Ran pretty well. I mean, if she duplicates that today, and she did that against Open Company, now she's facing Texas breds. So even though the claiming price level is the same, it's different when you're going into just state breds. Still in all, I went with a filly that had some trouble last time and also faced opens. That's Azunia, number 8. She lunged at the start and just had a horrible start. I mean, going 5/8 on the turf, she got out last. The way she broke, there was no way she was going to win that race. And she was 9-2, still tried for a little while. It doesn't really look like it in the running positions because she was well back. But, I mean, it did look for a while like she was still trying. And she was only beaten about 5 lengths in what had to have been kind of a driving finish. Finished 8th, beaten only 5 lengths. I think without the trouble, if she runs back to her previous race, she can win. Her previous race, she ran into Halaga, who's become a really good turfer here. So I'm going to try Azunia over Funk. I'm curious to see if Funk can hold that speed the whole 5/8. She might. Happy Sailor usually gives a good account of herself, although she's another one that, you know, they put her on the turf. She's run okay, but she seems a little bit more of a main tracker. But I got her in there for 3rd, and the next big bling is my 4th pick. Your top pick. Another good race. We'll see if they can. There should be a nice price on the favorite in that race. I don't think anybody will be bet down too low, especially since those 3 also eligible scratched, and 2 of them were pretty low on the line.
I mean, it's gonna be a nice card tonight. A lot of different ways that you can go. I think if you're out here playing the horses, you can make some good money. You just got to pick the right ones, correct?
That's right. That can sometimes be the challenge, but, you know, nice wide open night is good for that sometimes.
Not bad at all.
Take a little shot here and there. All right. Well, we'll be back to do it again tomorrow.
That's right. We'll do it again tomorrow. Pretty much a carbon copy of today. First race at 5 o'clock. Fireworks after the final.
That'll be fun. We're 31 minutes to post for the first. We hope you wager early tonight and have good luck here at Lone Star Park.